Hello, grade 10. Good morning and welcome to our class in TLE. Okay, so last meeting we have discussed, so we're now in our lesson 2. No? So last meeting we have discussed all about table appointments, table setting, and also on how to create an artistic setting for dining. So now let's move on to page 180. Okay, so if you have your book with you, so open it on page 180. Okay, so I will be sharing my presentation to you. Okay, so we are now in table service. Okay, so what comes into your mind when we say table service? So usually in a restaurant, the guests, they're just seated and the menu are being presented. So after that, the waiter will get the order from the customer and they will serve the order to the or on the table. Okay, so that is the usual thing that would happen in a restaurant. Okay, so table service is where food and beverages are served on the table. Okay, so styles of table service. So these refer to the manner in which food is laid out on the table, including the table appointments, the menus served, and the manner of waiting on tables. So when we say styles of table service, so it refers to the manner where the food, the table appointments are being laid out on the table and also the menu are being served. So there are methods of table service. We have the sit down. Okay, you have the sit down, which is the oldest form of service. No? So, inherent meal taken in a leisurely and relaxing atmosphere. So usually, people would prefer to have this kind of service. Why? It is because ang pagkaon or they can feel the atmosphere without being in haste. No, wala sa dili magdali. Then at the same time they can have a chit chat, have a chika chika, no, and feel the atmosphere. So it is a service that closely approximates a typical home service. So there are different styles for this method. We have the French service, the Russian service, the English service, and the family or compromise, and the blue plate or apartment style. So, okay, that's for the sit down. Now for the buffet service. Okay. For the buffet service naman, okay, it is preferred on special occasions. So like fiestas, birthday, Christmas celebration, baptism, and wedding, no? So mas prefer siya sa mga special occasions like these. So for great numbers of guests, no, 100 or more, usually ang guests, especially pag wedding, no? So this is kuan yun siya, gina-prepare yun siya class, no? So the food is laid out on the table. Okay, the food daw class, it is laid out on the table in a separate table where na dito nakalatag ang food tanan. So guests are allowed to serve themselves. So ikaw nga guest, you are allowed to serve yourself, no? So that's for the buffet service. Now, the third method, we have the tray service. So as you can see, it is more popular nowadays, no? Because even in the school canteen, in factories, in hospitals, in offices, and fast food centers, muna ni siya ang ginagamit nila nga service. Okay? So these are the methods of table service. Now, let's move on to the styles of table service. So, we have here the French service or gueridon service. So, when we say gueridon service class, gueridon is simply defined as a small ornamental movable table or trolley from which food may be carved, filleted, flamed, or prepared for service and served. Now, it carries sufficient equipment for service, so it is fitted with a gas burner on the top and a small gas cylinder at the bottom. So as you can see, this is the gueridon or the cart, no? So, kung ano na siya, multi-purpose na siya din ang nanay gas. We have also the burner, no? So you can cook. You can cook using this um, cart. Okay. So when we say French service class, so unprepared or partially prepared food is brought from the kitchen. So katudo ko nung dili pa prepare o katong na-prepare na nga food or I mean the food is dalahon siya sa dala siya gikan sa kitchen and the cooking is completed tableside usually on a cart. So dito siya lutuon sa cart. Okay, ang food. So it is held in a luxury dining rooms. So pag French service class, ginaheld niya siya usually sa mga luxury dining rooms. Okay. So the French are okay. So usually pag French class, it has nasa duha ka waiters. Okay. The one who would serve or na-assign or serve the drink and finishes the preparation of food on the table, and the other gets the food from the kitchen and brings it to the dining table. So ang isa siya ang mag-prepare, mag-serve sa drinks, and siya ang mag-finish sa preparations of food on the table. Then the other one will get the food from the kitchen and bring it to the dining table. So food is usually placed on silver platters or chafing dishes, no? Placed on rolling carts. So that is for French service. So French service, they are also known all over the world as discriminating expert of fine food. So sila ang expert sa mga fine food ang French. Okay? So also, no, sa mga French, they have exquisite taste for wine and always serve their entry and main courses with accompanying red and white wine. So ilang gina-serve ang ilahang food, no? Ilang main courses with na sila wine, no? The red and white wine. So that's for French service. So now let's move on to Russian service or the platter service. So yes, it is similar to French style. So it is used in a luxury restaurants and first-class hotels all over the world. So ginagamit niya po na sila sa mga mamahalin na restaurant and first-class hotels all over the world. So popular gid kay ning Russian service class. Food is prepared and arranged on silver platters sequentially. So when we say sequentially, naka-arrange siya, no? Sequential. So usually, pag Russian service or platter service class, their food is, example, they have 12 courses or, okay, 12 courses, no? Course meal menu. So from course 1, so the arrangement start from course 1 followed by the 2 and 3 and so on until 12. So that's the arrangement for the Russian service. Okay, so sa Russian service class, they only have one waiter. Now, compared sa French na service, sa Russian service class, they only have one waiter. So the food is prepared in the kitchen and is already arranged on silver platters which are brought by the waiter or the waitress to the dining table. So The waiter or the waitress carries the platter on his or her left hand and serves the food from the left side of the guest. Okay, iserve niya ang food from the left side sa guest, then going around the table in a counterclockwise direction. So that is the role of the waiter sa Russian service. So, okay, let's move on to the English service. So, okay. Okay. For the Russian service class, there are steps, no? There are steps in serving. Sila yung mga steps kung saan nila pag-serve ang ilahang food. Okay. So usually, first, the water is poured before the guest sits down. So, usually, ang tubig, butang na nila, no, sa table before malingkod ang guest. The soup is served first. So, nanay sabaw, followed with wine. So, na din ang wine. The soup plate is removed. So, okay, human ana, ang soup nga plate, kwaon siya, and the entry plate is served. So, sunod na din ang mga entry, no? So, the entry is served on a platter and each guest gets his or her own serving from the platter. So, sila na mukuha sa ilang food from the platter. So, another option, na yung usa ka option class is for the waiter to serve the entry on the guest plates or to place the entry on the entry plate before serving. So, na yung isa ka option aside sila ang mag-serve, ang guest ang mag-serve or mag-serve sa ilang own, no? So, pwede ra ang waiter na mo serve sa entry padulong sa plato sa guest or i-place na nila ang entry to the entry plate before serving. Then the entry plate is removed and the main dish is served. So, kuha na itong entry plate and then ang main nga dish is served na siya. Mode of service is similar to entry. So, muna yapon ang iyahang way, no? Sa pag-serve sa main dish sama sa entry. So, the salad is served at the same time or immediately after the main dish. So, after the main dish, salad na dayon. All used plates and used flatware are removed after the main dish. So, ang mga nagamit na ng mga plates and flatware, i-remove siya. Okay? So, the dessert plate is served followed by the dessert or the plate with the dessert on it. Okay, followed na din ang dessert. And so, with the coffee, no, it is best that the coffee is served with dessert. So, remember, service is from the left side. So, remember the class, ang service, mag-start siya sa left side sa guest, except the beverages which are served on the right. So, mag-start ang serving sa food sa left side, except sa beverages na gina-serve siya sa right side. Okay, moving on, we have the English service. The English service, so, okay, is being served, no? Family meals to family members. So the serving, so ang pag-serve sa family meals, family members, or into a small intimate group, no, of friends. So, pwede ra ang mother, the father, or any member of the family acts as host and waiter. So, pwede ra si mama, si papa, or other family member, no, ang mag-host or mag-waiter. So usually, ang food is placed beside him or her and passed around the members or guests. So ang food na sa imong, for example, ikaw nasa imong food. So you are going to get your food and then pass it around the members sa family or sa imong guest. No, so there is no competent waiter, so wine may be omitted. So there are steps in serving including the following. So for English service class, these are the steps in serving. Number 1, all required table appointments are arranged on the table. So kutsara, tinidor, knives, and glasses naka-arrange siya nakalatag na siya sa table. Then platters of food are placed on a cart situated beside the host or the hostess. So as you can see sa inyong book here below, is an example, no, na i-card sa kilid. So service starts in this order. So naka-order siya class, no? From soup to salad, then main dish and dessert. Then food starts with the mother. Okay, mag-start daw ang food sa mother and is passed on the next person, then to the next and so on, then moving clockwise. So padayon. Okay, pass to the other and to the other and to the next. Then after eating, used plates are passed on back to the mother who puts them back on the cart or service table. So manugkaon class, they're going to get the plate, the used plates, and give it back to the mother. Then the mother will put it on the cart. Dessert and coffee will be served together. So pwede rin siya i-serve together ang dessert and coffee. The mode of service is similar to that of other courses. So mura ang the mode of service class, pag-serve sa dessert and coffee is just similar to the other courses that is being placed on the table. So a typical setting for English service is illustrated below. So this is the example. The table contains 8 covers for 8 persons. So, okay, then notice the stack of plates on the mother's or host side. This indicates that the mother will pass on the plates to the family members. So this is for the English service. Okay. So now, moving on, family or compromise service. So we have the food is served on plates. So naka-serve lang ang food on the plate and laid on the table. So all table appointments are arranged on the table. Naka-arrange na ang mga table appointments. Then some members are assigned to serve. So pwede lang bisan kinsa ang mo-serve na naka-assign na siya daan. So there are steps in serving including the following. Usually the setting is informal. Informal yung setting sa family or compromise service. So number 1, every member passes each plate until it reaches the server. So every member mag-pass, ipasa-pasa lang yan until reaches the server. And the plate is passed back with the food and accompaniment on it. Then after the main dish, empty dinner plates are passed to the server. Okay, and she takes them to the kitchen and brings in the dessert. So, na magdala dito sa kitchen sa mga used na mga plates. Then, dalahon din niya ang dessert. So, dessert is passed on to the family members. Pasa lang yapon sa family members. And clearing up is similar to that for the main dish. So, ang paghindo, isama lang yapon sa main dish class. So, just take a look to the example below. Okay. Now, let's move on to American or plate service. Okay. American or plate service. So, it is more practical compared to family or compromise service. So, mas practical siya compare sa family or compromise service. And family members help themselves to the food service. So, ang family members, they help one another to the food service. So, silang tanan, magtanabangay. No? Then, the table cover may be an ordinary clean cloth, plastic or synthetic cover resembling that of clothes, then placemats or runners. So all table appointments are laid on the table. So naka-arrange na siya sa table. Okay, as you can see below. Then decorations are optional. So optional lang na magbutang ka og decorations. So steps in serving, no, American or plate service. So number 1, all table appointments are laid out. So naka-arrange ang mga table appointments. Then platters of food are served out in an orderly manner on the table. So ang platters with food, naka-serve siya orderly, no, on the table. The person nearest the platter may serve himself or herself first. Okay. Dool ka sa platters, ikaw mag-serve una and then pass it on to the one beside. No? Pass na po din mo sa next in mo. This is done with the rest of the platters. There is no established order in serving the courses. So a second serving may be obtained by asking the person nearest the platter to pass it to him or Pero so kung dool ang imuha, pwede ra kung dool sa imo ang platter, so pwede ra nga na mamaliog sa imo ang tagaan. Desserts may be served on the table at the beginning. Okay? Ang mga dessert food class, pwede siya i-serve no, at the beginning or may be taken from the kitchen after the main course. Pwede siya at the beginning or after the main course. So, any member of the family may do this task. So, pwede ra, bisan kinsa nga, members of the family magbuhat aning nga task. So, clearing up is done after serving the desserts. Ang paghinlo is after na sa pagkuha sa dessert. So, that is for American or plate service. So, apartment on blue plate service. Blue plate service, so this type of table service is used when the group is small, then the table is small and the area for dining is small. So usually, pag yun kag blue plate service, usually in a small kuan lang din siya kay gamay ang table and the dining also is small. So the plates are prepared with a whole main course such as meat, vegetables, and other food which are placed in a plate divided by ridges. So food is laid out orderly and artistic manner. So when we say blue plate style, ang food naka-arrange siya in an order and artistic manner. So na art, okay? Then it is very practical. Practical gyapon ni siya nga klase sa service class. So minimum table appointments are laid on the table. So gamay lang gid nga mga table appointments since small repod ang imong table, small repod ang okay, small lang siya, no? So it controls the amount of food to be served, especially if there is a limited budget. So kung nag-limit kasi imong budget, so pwede rin siya kasi sa style because you can control no, the amount of food that being served. So it is ideal for serving children or guests who are too young to help themselves. So ideal ni siya nga klase service class, especially for serving children or guests na mga bata pa, okay, who are too young to help themselves. So as you can see sa example, no, on page 187. So, okay, moving on, we have the tray service. So, it is used in hospitals and room service in hotels. So, usually, makita nila to sa hospitals and sa room service in hotels or even in our school canteen. No, makita nila to kasi sa service. So, we have, there are two types of tray, no? The open tray and one with divisions or partitions. So natay gitawag nga open tray and we also have these divisions or partitions kinds of tray. So the food from soup to dessert is arranged in various partitions of the tray. So ang soup, ang sabaw o ang dessert is arranged in various partitions of the tray. So okay, we have also the buffet service. So for the buffet service, we have the diners help themselves to the food on the table. So as you can see, no? So ang diners, tabangan nila ilang kaugalingan na magkuha sa food or mag-serve sa food. Then table is separate usually at the center. Naka-separate ang table sa center na siya nabutang sa center. So magkuha lang ka dito. Diner can go back to the dining table. And then after that, after magkuha sa diner sa food, they can go back to the dining table. So there are two types of a buffet service. We have the one-way type buffet where mag-start sa plate, then to the main course, to the hot foods, to the cold foods, to the salad, to the breads and rolls, then so on. Then until maabot siya sa beverages. So that is the one-way type buffet. I have also the okay, usually it is used in semi-formal and formal occasions. Pwede na siya magamit sa mga semi-formal o sa formal nga mga occasions, this type of buffet. We have also the two-way buffet service. So it is very ideal for many guests. Serve faster with two lanes working simultaneously. So kung dagan imong guests, so pwede na siya gina-apply ning klase nga kanina klase sa buffet service, kanina two-way buffet service. Okay, as you can see sa examples sa inyong book, so page 189. So, since na siya duha ka lanes, so mas mapadali ang process niya. Okay? So, that will be all for today. Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned something from our discussion this morning. Thank you and God